One of the most important things that couples need to figure out early on in a relationship is what is their definition of love? A lot of us have different definitions of love, and if you don't know your partner's definition, you could actually be showing a partner so much love, but they might not be seeing it because their definition of love is very different. It's so important to be very clear upfront about what your love definition is. And so that's where we start with a love plan, which is a way to design the love that you desire. It's a systematic approach to finding alignment in your relationships. And so today we're going to be talking about the love definition.
It's very important that you understand how you give love and receive love, because sometimes you can be giving love in parallel. And so if somebody likes to receive gifts and you're only saying I love you, for that person maybe it's not coming in as love. So it's important to really have this conversation, to understand each other's way of giving love, and that the other person understands how you give and receive love.
Most people have heard of the 5 love languages, which is by Gary Chapman. Understanding your love languages is important, but we actually find that it's more important to understand how I feel that I'm getting love and how I give love. And so it's not just generally, I like acts of service. It's, for example, it means so much to me when you cook dinners for me. If I really like quality time, for me, it's not just quality time sitting on a couch and watching TV together. For me, it's, I love it when you plan trips for us. Or I love it when you find a new restaurant around town. It makes me feel like you're doing something thoughtful. But also, I need to understand how Philip receives the love and really what love means to him and how I'm giving that to him.
And you can actually summarize it in 2 questions. For example, if I ask, I feel loved when, so answer the question, I feel loved when, what would the answer be? And you have to focus on that. For example, I feel loved when she laughs with my jokes. So with asking that question, you realize, okay, this is something that is important. Well, she's not going to fake it. We're happy that we have the same kind of sense of humor, but that's an important part. And for example, I show love if I do this for you. It's important to notice these things. For example, if Anna comes back from a little walk and she brings me a little croissant, I'm very happy to receive it, and it's an act of love. If we don't talk about these things, these little elements might be unnoticed and missed. And that's why start with 2 questions. I feel loved when, and I show love with or when.
One of the questions we often get is, what if your love languages are very different? Or what if I show love in a way where my partner doesn't really notice it or doesn't receive it in a positive way? And that's something that you should really talk about, because if you have completely different ways of giving or receiving love and it doesn't align, that can be a really big challenge in a relationship. For example, I dated someone way back when, and he told me that he had a partner where her love language was gifts, but in a way where any trip he went on for work, for fun, if they were apart, she really, really wanted him to bring something back for her. And it got really overwhelming for him because it was not natural for him to be constantly searching and looking for gifts for her. And so it's really important because ultimately her way of receiving love became very tiring for him. And it wasn't in alignment, and it became a really big problem over time.
It's very important that you know that from each other, and that it doesn't turn into something super tiring and draining, because if it's not in your nature to do a certain way, it's very difficult to learn it.
One other thing to consider about a love definition is that how we grew up with love is often how we also see or perceive love. And so there might have been things in our childhood where, oh, my dad kissing me on the forehead before he left for work every day, that was love to me. Or my mom filling the fridge with food and cooking up a storm when I was coming back from university, that was love for me. Even today, when I show love, I actually show love in a very similar way because it comes from my family of origin. And I think it's really important to understand how we grew up and maybe how we have different perceptions of what love is, because for someone else, Someone can say, well, my mom never had a super full fridge and so much stuff in the house because it just wasn't her way of showing love. So for me, that doesn't mean anything.
A big example I get when I talk with men who just became dads is that, of course, there's less physicality. And then they really start to doubt, is there still love from my wife or my girlfriend? And it's very easy to answer. If there is little attentions, she brings something, or she really includes you with the baby and so on, there is all signs of love. But you have to open your eyes to see this love, because you might be just being used to, okay, it's just affection or physical touch, and now it's a bit less, and then you feel, oh, the love is gone. But it's not the case. So really open your eyes, be curious, and look at all the ways that love could be expressed. And this is way more easy when you have answer these two questions together.
Look at all the things that your partner does for you. Look at the things where they might be showing love in unexpected ways, and appreciate, and it'll grow more love between you.